Hello my dear viewers, welcome back to Ruhoni Sewing. Welcome back to a new tutorial, and this time we are going to make spaghetti strap dress. As usual, we are going to start with a pattern making tutorial. In part 2 we are going to have a sewing tutorial. So without further delays, please let us start. So here are the materials needed. We have our tape measure, we have the pencil, we have the scissors, this is for the paper, and then we have the rubber straight ruler, we have the curved ruler, and the square ruler. We also have the basic patterns. Here we have for the back as well as for the front. And so today we are going to make a square neck spaghetti strap dress. And here are the measurements for our dress from the shoulder to the hem. So let me try to draw a square neck spaghetti strap dress. Okay, this is the one, but also I'm going to show you how to make a V-neck spaghetti strap dress. These are the front patterns. For the back we have a simple one just like this, and for this dress we are going to have a two-piece dress. Okay, and this bottom part is going to have gatherings. So to clarify further, this is the type of a dress that I'm going to make. It is a two-piece dress. Okay, we have the top part and the bottom part. So with the measurement length to mid, that is the length from the shoulder to where I'm going to join the dress. Okay, and for my case I'm going to join my dress below the knee, but you can join it either at the hip or below the bust. Okay, and that is 38 inches, and the whole length of our dress, that is from the shoulder to the end, that is 51 inches. And for this bottom part here we have 13 inches. And for the width of this piece, we will know that after completing the pattern for the top part of this dress. And so here are our patterns. We have this one for the front and this one for the back, and we've made them up to where we are going to join the bottom part. Okay, so let us now start. We are going to start with our front pattern, and the first step is for me to close the dart so that I can open the center dart. And to do so, we are going to start by determining the center of our shoulder length. So just to clarify with the straps, for me I would like them to be at the center of the shoulder. Okay, but you can have it at the end of the shoulder or near close to the neck. So here is the center. Put a mark of our shoulder length. Now after that, connect the center of your shoulder to the line which is coming from the bust point as shown. And then after that we are going now from the hip to extend this line up to the hem. Okay, so the next step, we are going to measure the depth of our neck, that is 3 inches. Okay, and then take your square ruler and square across. Okay, so from the intersection here, let me draw solid lines so that they can be easily seen. Now from this point here where these two lines meet, measure 0.5 inches going upwards. Put a mark. Okay, now with the aid of your curved ruler, draw a neckline. Remember, this is a square neckline, so from the center fold it has to be a straight line. Okay, so draw your neckline just as shown. Okay, so from that point here I'm going to measure a distance of 18 inches. It can start from 14 to 18 inches, okay? And for me here, I got 18 inches and put a mark. I'm sorry, it is 18 centimeters. That is almost equal to 7 inches, okay? Then take your ruler and connect these 2 points as shown. Again, take your curved ruler and redraw the arm side, okay? Okay, so now that is our arm side and neckline part. Okay, so now we are going to close this dart, okay? And so take your ruler, this is our bust point, then we draw this dart up to the bust point as shown. Then cut one leg of the dart as shown. In order to close the side dart, we must slash open the center dart. Now let us close the side dart. We are going to close it as shown here, and by doing so, okay, as you can see, we have opened our center dart, okay? Now take your ruler and redraw the side seam. The side seam will start from the line we've just drawn. Okay, so now our side seam line is ready. Now let us take care of the hem. Remember, that is our center front and that is our side seam. Now from the original side seam line, measure 2.5 centimeters. Now join this point to the new arm side. This is the space created after opening our center dart. Now join these 2 points with a slightly curved line. Okay, so we are almost there. Okay, our pattern is almost ready. As you can see from the hem here, I've already added the seam allowance of 0.5 inches. From the side seam allowance, we are going to add it when we are cutting the fabric. Okay, I did the same also for the neckline, but for the arm side, let me show you the last step. So because I do not want to have a gap here at the arm side, we are going to draw a very narrow dart. From the bust point, draw a line toward the center of the arm side, then draw a dart of 1/4 inch, and use the same method of closing the dart as we did with our side seam dart, and close the dart. So after that, redraw the arm side. Okay, so this is our new arm side, and now finish by adding the seam allowance. Add 0.5 inches of seam allowance. Now our pattern is ready. Let us cut. I added seam allowance at the bottom as well as at the top. On the sides, we will add it when we are cutting the fabric. So one thing that we forgot is to measure the length of the strap. So I had to take the piece of the pattern from the trash, and here we are measuring. It is 5 inches. For this bottom part of the dress, remember the length is 13 and the width we are going to measure it from the pattern. So make sure you are measuring that part of the pattern at the bottom, okay? Now for our back pattern, measure half of the shoulder length and connect it to the dart. And then extend the same line up to the hem as we did for our front pattern. Okay, so for our back neckline, measure from the bust 1 inch going upwards, put mark, and then take your ruler and connect or draw a straight line up to the arm side. Okay, so here we are following the same steps. Now at the intersection here, measure 1/2 inch going up. Now with your curved ruler, draw a neckline just like this one. Then from this point, draw a straight line to a point on the side seam which is 0.5 inches down from the original arm side. Okay, so here we are drawing a straight line but with dots, not a solid straight line. Then, as we did with our back, because that is the arm side, it's a bit curved, take your curved ruler and try to draw a slightly curved line. Before we forget, let us measure the back strap, which is 7.5 inches. Okay, so now here we are done with our top part. Now let us go to the bottom. Here I've attached the part. So after joining, I've drawn the side seam just like we did with our front. Now it is time to draw this line. So here and here I want to draw these lines. These lines will help us to make a flare. So let us make these lines on this side. Starting from this curved line, draw 2 straight lines going downwards. So now we are going to cut these lines, but only up to that point and not through it, okay? Next, now we want to spread our pattern, and the only way is for us to cut through here, okay? So let us now cut. You see, so now we can be able to spread our pattern. Here I have attached my pattern on top of the other pattern so that I can be able to spread my pattern. So our hem now is going to be slightly curved, so draw a slightly curved line, but remember near the center back it should be straight, okay? Okay, so now do not forget to measure this length or width. Remember we need it for our bottom part of our dress, and after that add the seam allowance, and then your pattern is ready. Here is our back pattern ready all the way to the hem, okay? And here we have our front again. They are both ready. Okay, so you might be asking what is going to happen for this part here, okay, and the straps. These ones we are not going to have a pattern. Remember, for this part we are going to measure distance for the front from here to the end, and we will do the same also for the back, and we are going to cut straight from the fabric, okay? I'm going to show you in our next video, the sewing tutorial, and we are going also to do the same for the straps. We are going to measure and cut directly from the fabric, okay? Yeah, so I also managed to make a sample. As you can see from here, this is our sample, okay? These are the straps, and this is our front neckline, okay? You can see, you can even see the seam allowance, but in our real dress we are going to make with a lining, so you cannot see it. So this is our front, and when you turn it, now this is where our back neckline is. You can see it is a bit lower compared to our front neckline. So this is a sample that I've made, as you can see, okay? This is my front neckline and the arm side and the fitting at the bust, and this is the back. The back is not too low. You can see it doesn't show my bra, okay?